Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Friday, December 30th, 2022. Before I jump into all the charts, please click like if you would every time you watch the daily Tesla report or the daily Apple report, and starting soon the daily NVIDIA report. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. It'll provide you notification each and every time new content has been uploaded. That includes the daily Tesla and daily Apple report and much more throughout the month. And if you would, please share the content with friends and colleagues. So, backtracking just a bit to give you the big picture context, we've had a series of meaningful long-term sell signals. The first was in early October, then indicating this channel support that I thought might actually contain quarterly selling pressures through Q1. Obviously, that didn't happen, and we had yet another sell signal, a meaningful one, about 3 weeks ago when we settled the week below this significant area that is now at 163.05 to 171.15 and dropping a little bit every week. The target we've actually reached this week. It was a 3 to 5 week sell signal that we reached in about 2 weeks. And that is the 104.10 to 115.80 region. It is a wide band of long-term support. Begins at 115.80, ends at 104.10. We slipped into it this week. We closed Thursday above it. If we close today, the week itself, Friday above it, that is actually a sign of stability, and the market then poised for recovery back into the 163.04 to 171.15 region, which is once again this band of long-term channel support, now resistance. As I've been saying, in terms of long-term buy signals in Tesla, in terms of being a long-term investor in Tesla, right now we've got a pretty significant vertical drop, despite the fact that we tested this support here. I called this more mid-term support, and the support that we broke a few weeks ago is longer term in scope. In other words, in terms of buying Tesla through 2023, I personally wouldn't recommend doing it unless we can eke out some sort of a weekly settlement above this 171.15 formation in the weeks ahead. And we may well do that, in which case I think we've turned a corner with regard to Tesla, and that the bloodletting would be over, and we should see meaningful recovery as we move into the second quarter. So that is the big picture. Now let's take a look at the daily charts. Daily chart versions of the same, what I just showed you. We've come off that midterm support in the 104.10 to 115.80 region, and now we are poised for 3 to 5 weeks recovery into the low 160s, low 170s. These are the daily chart versions of those same exact formations. So this is sort of underscoring what I just said on the weekly chart. And this is the area that we actually tested. That on the daily chart right now is 103.29 to 114.48. And you can see in the support and resistance how I have 114.48 as a 3-star support, able to contain selling through next week, and once again above which 3 to 5 weeks recovery anticipated into the low 160s, low 170s. Now for the day itself and the next few days. We've got this 118.20 formation that was at, I'm going by memory here, 122.95 as I recall. We pushed through it by a little over a half point and then backed off. But we closed just below it, and it's dropping at a very steep rate. It's at 118.20 on Friday. Merely opening above 118.20 allows this formation to be considered decent day support, and above which I would expect at least 128.60, quite possibly 134.58 within the day. 134.58 able to contain daily buying pressures. I can jump to a different chart for that. There's your 118.20. You can see how we pushed through it. It was 122.95, I believe, on Thursday. We settled just below it. An unchanged open on the day, or opening above 118.20, allows this formation to be considered decent day support, and above which the recovery continues. Once again, keep in mind that over the next 3 to 5 weeks, I am anticipating the low 160s to low 170s. Hi, if you enjoy watching our daily Tesla report, you'll love our daily Triple Q and SPY reports. They're presented in the same 5 to 10 minute video format. Our daily SPY and Triple Q analysis provides directional market signals that are correlated with highly specific price support and resistance levels. Whether your trading time horizon is short or longer term, we promise you a distinctive edge in your trading of the SPY and Triple Q. We offer a 5-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So go to wickedstocks.com right now and start receiving your daily SPY and daily Triple Q reports today. So on the way up today, I have 128.60 as a minor intraday resistance level. We could test 128.60, fall back to 118.20 on an intraday basis. There's your day trade. For you 3 to 5 day swing traders, you were probably bottom picking this zone anyway. But if we close today above 118.20, there's another green light for being long over the next 3 to 5 days to 141.93, which I'll show in a moment. But for today itself, 134.58 can contain daily buying pressures. Simple trend line off the November lows, able to contain daily buying pressures. I don't expect this to hold for more than a day, but for the day itself, assuming we open above 118.20, we can test 134.58 on the day itself. And then over the next few days, 141.93 and reach. 141.93 is once again this long-term trend line. This is the daily chart going back to the spring and early summer lows. 141.93. We can test this by the end of next week. Maybe over the next 2 to 3 days if we get a settlement today above 118.20. The 141.93 trend line able to contain buying through the balance of next week. So if we test this, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, it can contain buying through next week, and we could fall off from here. This is where the 3 to 5 weeks comes into play as opposed to 1 to 2 weeks, anticipating 163.04 to 171.15. And with regard to 141.93, if we were to close above it, say over the next few days, we're probably then just another 3 to 5 days away from reaching this 163.05 to 171.15 region, which is once again here on the weekly chart. This is, I'll remind you, considered a 3 to 5 week target holding above this band of channel support that we tested this week. Now, for the downside today, let's see what other charts I have. I'll talk this. If we break 118.20 today or open below 118.20, we haven't far to fall before testing, where are you? 114.48. Now, 114.48, that's a meaningful support level today. We've got 115.80 as the weekly chart version of that, but this is a long-term channel bottom that we closed below on Tuesday, held on Wednesday, gapped above on Thursday, closed above it on Thursday. This is the dipping into that support area that I've mentioned, and the gap higher that we saw on Thursday, the settlement above 114.48 sort of affirms this as a bottom picking zone of support through January. And once again, if we open below 118.20 today or break 118.20, we can quite easily test 114.48 on an intraday basis. If we break 114.48, 109.10 is attainable intraday. And if we close today below 114.48, we should, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, test this 103.29 longer term channel bottom, which is on the daily chart, and on the weekly chart, 104.10 will be dropping next week. This band of channel support is dropping at a steep rate. It's at 89.49 to 101.12 by late January. And if we close today, and we're not going to, but if we settled the week itself below 104.10 or this descending line as we move through January, if we settle a week below it, then yes, this market continues to unravel into the 20s over the following 2 to 3 months, but only until then. As long as we're holding above this band of channel support, once again, the low 170s in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks. And if we can get up and over the low 170s, we've got a good long-term low. I'd venture to say probably through 2023. That, I think, is all that needs to be said. Please click like if you would each and every time you watch the Daily Tesla Report. I'll be back on Monday afternoon with Tuesday's Daily Tesla Report. You have a great New Year's weekend, and we'll talk soon.